You're having quite the amazing arc right now on Arrow with Diggle secretly taking drugs. Can you talk about...
That's not all Diggle's doing.
Just so far.
That's my arc.
Can you talk a little bit about what we're going to see from that moving forward and like when Team Arrow is finally going to get clued in on this?
I think it's a 6-episode thing with Diggle, right? It's around 5 or 6 episodes. But Team Arrow, it's just, this is going to be a situation where Diggle's life is threatened because of this. The team has already been jeopardized by with Diggle's indecision, but it's going to go even further because of his drug use. So I think, he has to come clean at some point to his wife and Oliver, to his team. So I think it comes up. I think we're what, episode? What have you guys seen? You saw last night's episode. This week.
We saw this week's episode. So 5?
That's 5.
5.
Oh yeah, Destro. The mountain was always nice, isn't it? Yeah. Yeah. So I think around. Episode 6 or 7 or so. It's all right. It all comes to a head. Tragic. It's not tragic.
What did you think of the vigilante reveal after all this time to find out who it is and maybe how it affects the team?
I think it's great. It's great for Juliana. There's a lot of nice meat for her. In terms of the team, I think it'll affect the team, but I think just her. I think we'll focus a lot on her personal travels through that reveal, what that means for her personally. Dig, I have some things to say about it, but Dig can't talk too much, in terms of secrets. I wouldn't be secrets. A lot of people have a lot to talk about that relationship between Dinah and Diggle, but I don't know if Diggle really has a moral leg to stand on in this. And there'll be some other things happening, even besides Kate James. Would you mind?
I feel like when...
How much drama is Agent Watson going to cause for John and Lila and their family?
A lot. I think in one interview I compared her to Dokes and Dexter, right? Like he got, oh yeah, you guys like that one, didn't you? It was, he got the closest, right? He kind of paid the ultimate price for it. I don't know if she does that, if she pays the ultimate price for it, but there's nothing that's going to take her off the trail. She's very, very, very sharp in terms of turning over every rock. So she's gonna be a thorn in the Team Arrow side, without a doubt. Persistent thorn.
Can you tease anything about the crossover and during Iris's wedding?
Yes, it was awesome. It was great. Yeah, it was very nice, and. I had a nice vacation during that time. I didn't do a whole lot, but the wedding was great. I got to sit in on our episode 8, which is that's part of our crossover. I said this in an interview. Stephen and Melissa particularly shine. They really do a fantastic job. I think you guys are gonna enjoy it. Both of them, just what they do in the show.
We've seen a real shake-up within Arrow this season in terms of Oliver, not being on the team, and just a lot of different people taking different roles. But obviously, the Felicity Diggle Oliver relationship means a lot to the fans. Will we see anything from the 3 of them?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
No, you are. That becomes a big story point very, very soon. Their interactions together.
What's it like to be Green Arrow?
The suit is very hot. It's like soup when you come out of the suit. It is. It's like soup. And kind of feels sexy in the suit. It's like a lot of green leather. So it was kind of sexy. You get a lot of swag when you put on the suit. There's that part of it. The other part of it, I was just curious about the audience reaction. It's kind of mixed, right? The people were like, "No, Steven's forever the Green Arrow." Then other people were like, "Great, it's a nice detour." So it was great just kind of hearing the fans' reaction. I think it's interesting for Diggle that last season's crossover we had the Dominators, and in that illusion, they went into our heads and brought out what would be our greatest lives. And for Oliver, he got to correct a mistake that he made with Laurel and get married. And for Diggle, it was being the Green Arrow. I think that's a very interesting story. That somehow, someplace in Diggle, he likes wearing the hood. Even more so than likes it.
Is that going to make it very difficult for him when Oliver decides it's time to come back?
Look at you. Look at you.
How do you think?
My follow-up to that, like, what's it been like as far as like stunts and the physicality, like using the crossbow now? I guess
Yeah.
is like your new sort of prop or whatever. Has that been sort of difficult to transition into that? Or?
No, I think that's great. The investment they made in Diggle being the Green Arrow was just awesome because this could have easily just been a one-off. The detour, Diggle playing Green Arrow as a detour for him, But they really kind of invested in, and I think using a crossbow just really fits into Diggle's stamp on that character. Like that would be the weapon of choice. He's not an archer, but the crossbow is there's a certain amount. The mechanics are more point and shoot, which is he's a marksman, so that makes sense that he would do that. He would have that and be competent with it.
Since Diggle was always the true moral center of Team Arrow, I'm curious to hear your opinion of like why he all of a sudden is like hiding so many secrets from his team and how he got to this point. So what do you think was the catalyst for that?
Well, I think that he's never held the secrets like this before. This is a man whose moral center plays such a paramount role in his life that he was willing to stay in jail because of his, of how he felt about killing his brother and how that directly led to the death of the canary. So this is a very moral man. So again, I point to the importance that he holds, how relevant and important holding the mantle of the Green Arrow is to him. I think the writers already put that nugget into last season, to the crossover, and it's paying off now.
Speaking of Black Canary, Dinah has been rather tough on Dig for the past couple episodes, but she's kind of lightened up on that. How are we going to see their relationship develop moving forward?
Well, I think they lightened up because, everyone's like, get these two together right now. Something has to happen because there's just fire on the screen, I guess. I don't know. I've literally been directed. When everything happens, you stand over there, Juliana, you stand. I mean, I think they're trying to right away from that perception that these two are more than just friends. But in terms of your question, how now that she's a little bit lighter, or a little bit easier on Diggle, how would that? Well, I think she has her own secrets. I think that's playing. I can't speak for her character, but I think that's part of it. I think she has her own secrets. Again, that will come out in very great ways for Juliana to play.
Time for 2 more questions.
How might John react if he ever found out that in at least some alternate future his son John Jr. became Green Arrow?
Wouldn't that be something? I don't know. How would John? I think he would do everything to steer him away from that. I think that would be John's initial reaction. Just be, this can't be the future for my son. So, but I don't know. I mean, or maybe he wouldn't. Maybe he wouldn't. I mean, that's maybe I'm putting that on John. This is a man who's married to the leader of Arcus. God sakes. and he himself is a vigilante. probably stands to reason that his child would also follow someplace within this, those footsteps of some sort. So maybe he would welcome it. I don't know. That's a good question, but I would think I wouldn't be so easy to say he would steer his son away from it. He was a man of a lot of purpose and a sense of duty, and he would probably steer his son in that direction, and wherever it led him, it led him.
Who wants the last question?
I've got another one if I can ask.
Yeah.
Why doesn't John just get his wife to tell the FBI to back off? Isn't Argus more powerful?
You would think so. Yeah. That's you would think they would be more powerful, but I don't know. Argus has always seemed to kind of work behind the scenes. I don't know what that would entail. Planning evidence. There was already a certain amount of doctoring we did to that picture before that Watson found. So I don't know. That's a good question.
Are we ever going to see Diggle and Reza interact? Because they must have known each other, right, in season 1?
That's funny. You guys have the funniest comedy. No, we haven't spoken since season 1.
Okay, no.
Have we ever spoken?
I don't think you were
She was
on
only in the
screen
pilot.
together.
She
Yeah.
was only in the pilot.
But now she's back.
Diggle Raisin. Let's hashtag.